Hi, welcome to Space Lunar Academy Mr. Kolosa lo othethayo. Namhlanje sizobe senza uvideo number 1 of electric circuits. Ngamanye amazwi umuntu obukele apha le video ngumuntu owenza ugrade 11 and wenza ugrade 12. So also grade 10 can watch this video. If you're also doing grade 10 ungayibukela le video because ngiqale ekuqaleni from the introduction ubana yintoni umbane, why do we use copper, and sithethe nge-current, nge-voltage, nge-resistance. Ndizazicacisa zonke ezo zinto. So if wenza ugrade 10, grade 11 and grade 12, this video is suitable for you. Isenguvideo number 1 lo of introduction, of course. Before starting nge-electric circuits, it's wise to understand what is electricity, because kusenothethwa ngombane kuthi kanti kube kuthethwa ngee-resistors, kuthethwa ngee-currents, ube unga-understand noba what is electricity at basic level, uba kwenzekani xa kusenzeka umbane. Why does the bulb switch on? Xa ndicofa iswitch kutheni? What is electricity? Okay, electricity is the flow of electrons. Ngamanye amazwi xa i-electron isuka from one point, let's say isuka ku-point A isiya ku-point B. If this electron moves iye ku-point B, it will produce some electricity. There's some energy that it produces there. Okay, but soyicacisa leyo uba yenzeka njani. But you need to understand that electricity is simply the flow of electrons. Xa i-electron isuka from one point to another, it creates electricity. Okay, so I'm sure enye into noba usibuza yona is why do we use copper? Why do we use copper? Kutheni singasebenzisi mhlawumbi steel okanye sisebenzise usilver or sisebenzise iron to make umbane, to produce electricity? The first reason, the reason why sisebenzisa ucopper, yintoni ucopper? Icopper yi-metal, metal egrunjwa phantsi komhlaba and then ibe refined, meaning iprocesswe kwenziwe ngayo intoni? Ii-wires, meaning amajiko. And so the reason why we use copper, first of all, it is cheap. It's cheap to mine copper and it is widely available. That's why sisebenzisa ucopper kakhulu. That is the first reason. So copper is cheap and available. Cheap and available. Ubukuyibone itephu ne, itephu nayo yenziwe ngecopper, to show that icopper yeyona element exhaphakileyo. Iiringi, zikhona iiringi zamafeyiki ezenziwe ngecopper, nee-coins zine-copper at some point edityanisiweyo phaya. Okay, another reason why sisebenzisa icopper, it's because copper has many free electrons. Ngamanye amazwi ucopper une-electrons ezininzi that are free. Okay, let me make an example by drawing a copper wire. Siyayazi i-copper wire lijiko mos, li-flexible, uyakwazi uligoba libe yile shape ufuna libe yiyo. But into endizawuthetha ngayo apha is the atomic level of copper okanye the microscopic level. Kwenzekani deep down ku-copper wire? Xa uthatha ijiko lombane kwenzeka ntoni if you were to look at it under a microscope? You will see that kwi-copper wire kukhona ii-electrons that are freely moving. Ngamanye amazwi floater easily, ziyafloat. Nazi ezi electrons. This is a copper wire, lijiko elenziwe ngecopper. Eli jiko senza ngalo umbane, meaning eli sihambisa ngalo umbane, is called a copper wire. So it has many freely moving electrons. Zinoni electrons? I'm assuming xa usenza grade 10, grade 11 and grade 12, you already know what electrons are. Electrons, if sine-atom, maninga-assume, let me just give you umzekelo nje kancinci. If une-atom ne, at the center of an atom kukhona into ekuthiwa yi-nucleus. This is the nucleus. And the nucleus ine-positive charges ne-neutral charges. So ezi positive charges sizibiza ngoba zii-protons, then ezi zi-neutral or ii-charges we call them neutrons. Then around the nucleus we have orbitals, ne? Orbitals or shells. Then kwezi orbitals khona electrons. There are electrons. Ne? So electrons zona negatively charged, bente protons zona they are positively charged. So it means that a center of an atom kukhona intoni protons and neutrons. Then outside of the nucleus sinentoni? Sine electrons. So xa ngabana le electron ilapha ngaphandle kwi-atom, i-atom mos yonke le, this is an atom. So if this electron decides to leave le atom, it means le electron isuke kule atom, we call it a free electron. We call it a free electron. Sorry, free electron. So copper naturally une-free electrons ezininzi. All of these electrons we call them free electrons. Free electrons. Ignore this E. So ezi electrons zilapha ku-copper zi-free electrons. Zincedisa ngantoni? Khumbula kaloku, remember, we said that electricity is the flow of the electrons. So ukuba ngabana sifuna ukwenza umbane, we must choose some material that has many freely moving electrons. Kufuneka le material siyisebenzisayo siyikhethayo kube kanti ine-electrons ezi-free ezikwazi umova freely, because i-electron xa i-attached apha kwi-atom, xa incamathele kwi-atom yayo, kwi-parent atom yayo, ayikwazi ukuhambisa umbane. Ukuze ihambise umbane, meaning ikwazi ukucreate, ukuze ikwazi ucreate umbane, kufuneke kanti ibe kanti iyi-free electron, meaning i-electron that is detached from its parent atom. I hope lo part iyayenza isense. Ndithi ke ngoku copper une-free moving electrons. Nazo ezi electrons freely moving. But ezi electrons azimuvi in some direction, aziyi to the right, zingayi to the left. But they are just floating. Ziyadrifta ngamanye amazwi, ziyaflowutha. Azina-direction, ezinye ziya ngapha, ezinye ziya ngapha. There's no direction inside the copper wire. There's no direction of the electrons uba ziya kweliphi icala now. They are freely moving nje, ziyaflowutha. It's like gas particles. I hope lo part yenza sense. That's why sisebenzisa copper, because electricity is the flow of electrons. So it means imaterial esiyikhethayo mayibe imaterial ekwaziyo umuvisa ii-electrons. Okay, so I believe that is enough for video number 1, because kule video bendifuna uku-explainela nje uba yintoni umbane. What is electricity? Electricity is the flow of the electrons. And ukuba ngabana sifuna ukwenza umbane, if you want to create electricity, then we need to use a material that has many free moving electrons, because electricity is the flow of electrons. And ukhumbule bendithe kuwe ke ezi electrons azinayo i-direction ezimuva kuyo. Some of the electrons are moving towards the left, some are moving towards the right. They are just floating in random directions. Azina-direction esiyaziyo uba ziya to the right straight. No. They are just floating. Ezinye ziya emacaleni kanje. You find out then i-electron iya ngapha, njalo njalo. There's no direction eziya kuyo. So it means we need some force. We need a force to push as electrons. A force to do what? To push as electrons, to push the electrons. So that kube khona ntoni? Umbane. So that we get electricity. So that we get what? Electricity. We need a force. Electricity. Oh, sorry. We need some force so that we get electricity. We need some force. And love force siyibiza ngoba yintoni in electricity. We call this force voltage. Let me just make things simple. Voltage. So voltage singathi ngamanye amazwi, it is that force. But this is just a simple definition of a voltage for you to understand about how is electricity created. Sithe mawusenza electrons zika copper, They are just moving in random directions, as not direction as yakuyo. So we need a force ezozenzas move in one direction, and that force is called voltage. Okay, in video number 2 ke ndizawuthetha ngo-voltage. Siyayazi uba ngabana i-voltage isuka phi ebhetrini, but I will explain how voltage is created and how does it move as electrons zika-copper wire. I hope this video makes sense because the point of this video was just to explain what electricity is and why do we use copper and why do we need voltage. Video number 2 ndizabe ndithetha ke ngo-voltage and how voltage is applied by the battery to the circuit or how it is distributed. Ndithe ke ise-introduction into electric circuits. I-circuits sizawuthetha ngazo later on, but this introduction is very powerful khona ukuze understand the-electric circuits. If awuka subscribe to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. If you feel like izakuncedisa lena channel, or if you know someone enomncedisa, let them know. Ubaxelele uba ziyakhipha ngapha ne. Yeah, if awuka like, please like. If awuka subscribe, please subscribe. Leave a comment if you feel like there's a point okanye there's an improvement that I need to make apha kwezi videos. Let me know. Thank you.